this is my final for AEP 803 by Jena Kramer. My purpose statement. The purpose of this study was to examine student behaviors and academic achievement. I am looking for any relation to economic status throughout the study. In the past 5 years, I have had some students come from rough upbringings, and that usually plays an effect on them in the classroom, whether that be behaviorally, academically, or both. Students who come from homes with uninvolved parents are usually less cooperative and tend to fall behind in the classroom. Literature review. Parental monitoring, academic achievement. The research concluded that family factors greatly affect a child's life in both the academic and non-academic ways. Family interactions play an important role in youth performance and can be stressful for them. Interparental conflict is a major risk factor and lowers the academic of students exposed to these situations. So if parents are going through a rough patch and there's conflict between them, it will transfer into their students' grades and achievements and other areas as well. If a student isn't satisfied with their environment, then their performance is related to satisfaction. If they are unsure about themselves, they will perform poorly in a school setting, according to Marjorbanks and Kramer. Notable 2006 says parental monitoring does affect academic achievement and a student's drive to do well. A parent who is involved in a student's life and encourages them to succeed usually sees that happen from their child or children. Parental monitoring and behavior. Gowd, 2011, says students who live with their biological parents have greater satisfaction when it comes to school compared to those who don't live with their parents. Fosco, Stormshock, Deshawn, and Winter, 2012, discovered that children who have involved parents who monitor their actions along with a positive father figure in their life have less behavior problems than students without a father figure or effective monitoring. If they don't have adequate parental monitoring or a positive father figure, they are more likely to have sibling conflict and issues outside of the school. Forehand, Long, and Brody, 1986, says parent-child interaction at home influences behavior in school, especially in young children. They have also come to find that it is more common to have conflicts between mother and child than a father and child. But when a father-child conflict does occur, it is more disruptive to the child's behavior and life. And finally, Ryan and Adams, 1998, discovered that children who have involved parents who monitor their actions along with a positive father figure in their life have less behavior problems than students without a father figure or effective monitoring. Social and economic status and academic achievement. Ingram, Wolf, and Liberium, 2007, discovered that academic achievement would improve with improved parental involvement. Behavior. Mystery and Waldsworth, 2011, did research and found that children and adolescents are affected by economic hardships because it creates stress in their lives. The stress interferes with learnings and affects their development. Parents are sometimes too worried about economic stress to have adequate parenting skills. So we need to make sure parents know that there are resources out there for them to help make their lives less stressful. Therefore, students will feel that less stress as well. Economic status as well as academics and behavior. Gazarian, 2010, said that teacher perception of a student behavior are associated with modern changes in the academic achievement. The study found that if a child came from low SES or had low intelligence, and the teacher perceived them as having poor school behavior, then their academics will suffer. But if they were perceived as having ideal school behavior, then their academics increased. Literature review. Parental monitoring and social economic status, academic achievement. Wilson, 2009, said that monitoring is a must for students in low SES family in order to have a successful academic achievement. The student's grade and gender has no association to parental monitoring. It affected throughout K through 12. Reflexivity. Kids have always had a major role in my life. When I went away to college, education wasn't my first major, but when I started working at a daycare, I decided I wanted to spend my days working with kids. I had 2 great teachers in my life, and I strived to be like them. My first year out of college, I was an aide in an elementary school, and I was so excited when I got a job teaching 5th grade the following year. I'm halfway through my 3rd year teaching and still learn something new every day. The school I teach for is lower SES, so I see students who try and care, and then I see students who are there going through the motions. I believe my research question will help me understand the statistics about economic status and classroom achievement. Data collection. Conduct my research at a neighboring school that is low on the SES list. I will then get permission to conduct my study there by presenting my research question to the board and asking permission. After I have gained permission, I will get the names of all the families who qualify for the free and reduced lunch program based on their economic status from the school administration. I will choose a lower elementary grade, 1 through 2. I will choose an upper elementary grade between grades 4 and 6. And I will choose a middle or high school class, grades 8 through 10. When I have all 3 of the classes picked, I will then send a letter home to all the families explaining my study, asking for volunteers. Once I have picked my 3 grades and have all my volunteers, I will then choose the same grade but pick students who don't meet the low SES requirements, so they're not on that list. Again, I will send home a letter to those families explaining my study and asking for more volunteers. I will draft a series of questions and go to my first class. I will ask the low SES volunteers the questions individually, recording the conversation. I will do the same process, asking the same questions and a few different ones to the students who don't meet the SES requirements. I will continue this routine throughout the 3 grades I have chosen until I have completed questioning all the students. I will then talk to the parents in the same fashion, 1 grade level at a time based on economic status. After I talk to the students and the parents, I will interview all 3 teachers individually. I will ask the teachers about both sets of students. My questions will be about their work ethic, attitude, attendance, and homework. I will also want a hard copy of their grades. The data collected along with the recordings will be in a locked filing cabinet for the duration of the study and 1 year following. After a year, the evidence of the study will be destroyed, protecting the students' identities. Data analysis. I will listen to my interviews from each child and each grade level and record the information. If I hear similarities, I will make a note because it's something occurring with more than 1 student or parent. Then I will use their grades to come up with an average grade per quarter for each student in the main subjects. I will then compare their grades to my interview questions in their SES. I will continue to check grades every quarter and check in with the teacher throughout the year to see if my question is true or not. The grades of the low SES students will be compared to the grades of the non-SES students. validity and reliability. To validate the accuracy of my study, I will be using a triangulation, the process of gathering evidence from different students and parents and teachers. I will also be using two different methods of data collection, the interview and recording of grades. After examining the data and information, I will ensure the study will be accurate because my information draws from multiple sources of information and individuals. Ethics. Students as well as parents will have to sign a consent form before the study begins so they know the risks involved. Interviewing children about their home life can be a sensitive subject, so I will make sure they are aware that their answers and data collected will be kept private. All of the papers used to collect and record data will be locked up and destroyed 1 year after the report is complete. Limitations. The study is limited to the truthfulness of the survey answers and interview answers that the parents, students, and teachers give. Just like any study, people can lie when answering questions, so that can throw the study off. However, I will also be looking at grades to show the effort a student put forth. My references.